Дойче Думков, ты еще увидишь, как из-за твоей продажной глупости, Анна-Лена Бербок, Берлин будет гореть.
Надо как-то сделать так, чтобы американские солдаты начали гибнуть.
Да мы сотрем в порошок Варшаву и Вильнюс.
Почему мы признаем Францию в ее границах?
Как я хочу посмотреть, чтобы Урсулиха фон дер Ляля корчилась с куском беспилотника в глотке.
Когда на сегодняшний день мы говорим, что война будет безъядерной, мы, наверное, лукавим.
По количеству на душу населения, правда, Канада ее опережает, но Америка — это мировая держава по дебилу.
Я сейчас требую спалить Берлин.
Welcome to another episode of Russian Hate Speech, where we dive into the latest absurd statements from Russian propagandists and officials. Today, we'll explore some bold claims on Ukraine, aggressive threats to NATO, and hints of a growing appetite for European territories. Let's begin with Belarusian politician Vadim Gigin, whose words illustrate Russia's grand vision that extends far beyond Ukraine, casting Europe as a territory ripe for Russian dominance.
A settlement in Ukraine will fundamentally solve nothing. It wouldn't even provide a respite. What's needed is a resolution of issues spanning from the Arctic Ocean to the Mediterranean. Suppose, hypothetically, a settlement occurs on terms favorable to Russia. But what does Russian security or the security of our allied state look like without the Balkans? Can we imagine it? Can we imagine Russian security without securing the Baltic and Polish fronts? That somehow the Kaliningrad region or our northern and northwestern borders of Belarus could be gone? Certainly not.
In Gigin's view, Russia won't be satisfied with taking over Ukraine, and Russian security is incomplete without establishing control over the Balkans and some other parts of Europe. His message is a warning that Moscow won't hesitate to expand into Europe, framing a Russian-dominated continent as a matter of security. Now, let's look at Vladimir Solovyov, the Kremlin's staunch propagandist, who expresses his approval for targeting NATO's facilities in response to Western support for Ukraine.
Now all of Britain is applauding how they're trained the pilots. They're going to die. They're going to die. And it would be ideal if their instructors died as well. I don't understand, for instance, why a training base for Ukro-Nazis on NATO territory can be a legitimate target for us. I think we should eliminate them at the source.
Finally, we have Russian military expert Vladislav Shurygin, who echoes the desire for territorial expansion, focusing on Russia's potential gains beyond Donbas.
According to American military analysis presented at their military forums, by the spring of 2025, Russia could secure all borders of Donbas. At a minimum, they believe Russia has the forces for this goal, but we must understand that we should not stop there. Under no circumstances can Odessa and Mykolaiv be left to Ukraine. Without Odessa, Mykolaiv, and our access to Transnistria, Ukraine would become a mere shell of a state.
Shurygin dismisses any ideal of a limited victory, openly stating that Russia must dominate Odessa and Mykolaiv. This clearly shows that Russia's claims about being ready to negotiate are nothing but lies and bluffs. Their goal is to grab as much Ukrainian territory as they can, and their talk of security concerns and defensive actions is just a cover for their aggressive push to expand into key regions of Ukraine. Today's lineup of statements reveals a consistent narrative among Russian propagandists. Ukraine is just the start. With ambitions that extend from the Baltics to the Balkans, and with open threats directed at NATO training sites, these propagandists aren't just dreaming. They're broadcasting Moscow's growing appetite for European territories under the guise of security. Thank you for tuning in, and stay vigilant as we continue to expose Russia's war on truth.